Well, so hello everybody and welcome to vitaltransformation.org. Those of you who don't know what we do, we basically teach spirituality, the inner meaning of Judaism. It includes meditation, reincarnation, Kabbalistic technique of how to have a better life. It's based on a rabbi named Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag, Bala Sulam, lived around 1922. And he developed a system that you will be able to understand Kabbalah even you're not 40, because you're kind of very young, and even if you're not Baki in Shas and Poskim, those of you who know that pasuk, that idea. So, but we're not going to talk so much Kabbalah. We're going to talk mostly about the portion of the week. I'm going to stop because first, I don't know you. We're giving lecture here every Monday, but I don't know you, so maybe there is some question that that need to ask. I'm going to flow with you and see what style is working for you. And if you have question and you want to change the direction of the lecture in any time, I'm doing it for 30 years, any subject, anytime, it's good for me to be challenged by you as well. So challenge me, don't be shy, if something bothers you, go after me, okay? Because doing it for 30 years, I gotta have some action here. So I see it's mostly girls. This group meet every week, or how does that go? You meet shalom lach. Oh, welcome again. I changed the lecture for you. It's not the same that the lecture from yesterday, so I'm changing the topic, okay? So how is it came about, if I may ask? I mean, somebody can tell me who are you, and is it group like you all know each other? Ping pong. I see. With one ball or two racket? Anyway, wonderful. Okay, we have another gentleman just walk in. Okay, so we can start. Hi. How you doing? Good to see you. Wonderful. Who know what portion is this week? Somebody know what you follow the portion of the week? Like this, I'm checking the levels. I'm checking the level. Based on that, I will know where the lecture going to go. What portion are we going to read this Shabbat? Tavo, wonderful. What portion was last week? Wonderful. How is the portion end up last week? What was the last story of the portion last week? That's when usually the guys go to the side to have a drink. But usually that's a very important part in the maftir. Very good. What is Amalek? Tell us about Amalek a little bit.
Well, I think as it's written in the Torah, it's definitely a nation, a specific nation that existed at the time, that descended from Esau.
So you say at the time. It's very interesting. You say at the time. For some reason, the mitzvah of Amalek is timche, meaning it's for the future. It's nothing to do with the past. The Torah, most people don't know, the Torah is not the history channel. It's Discovery Channel. It's a big difference. If you relate to the Torah as a history channel, you're missing something. Because then why you should read the same story again and again and again. I'm not going to compare it to Pinocchio or other books, but you can read the same book again and again. If you look at it as a historical channel, that unfortunately, you just repeat the same story. But if you look at it as Discovery Channel, there's 53 portions in the Torah, Gan, it's called garden, and you have 52 weeks in the year. And of course, there's holidays, depends when the holiday follow, Shabbat, not Shabbat. Every week has an energy. Every week you have energy that relate to your soul. The Torah, Bnei Israel and Kucha Prihu Chadu, meaning it's all one. The Torah itself, Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, and the Creator, Kucha Barichu, is one unit. So that energy is revealing itself every week. Because it's different year, it's revealing based on the year different energy that you need for your soul. So Tavo is Tavo el haaretz. As you come to term with your artziyut, as you come to term with your thing that related to you. All of us have to make decisions. Some of you seem young to me, maybe I'm mistaken. So some of you are going to make a decision on soulmate, relationship. Is it the right person? Is it the wrong person? He seemed right. I say he because mostly women. He seemed right, not sure what's going to happen, and then he's not seem right. And this is the ups and downs of life. Kitavo el haaretz, when you come to that. Now, Amalek is not a mitzvah in the past. Amalek is a mitzvah for the future. Amalek will not be removed until Mashiach will come. The day that Mashiach will come, that's the time that no longer Amalek. Actually, even after Mashiach, because I said, Va'aya ba'aniach, it will be the time when Hashem let you be, that's the time you deal with the Amalek. According to Mekubalim, the Kabbalists look at Amalek not just as a nation, they look at it like what is by Gematria. So when you take the Amalek by Gematria, you're going to get 240. 240 stands for the same Gematria as Safek. Safek means doubts. It's a self-doubt that we have about ourselves. It's a doubt that we have about the Creator. And it's a doubt that we have about other people. People with doubts are weak. They're not strong. People with certainty are powerful. But person who didn't go through doubts and find certainty is not existing. There is no such a thing. That's how the Talmud is built with doubts and solution. It's called Kushya and Tirutz. You start with Kushya, you go into the Gemara. It's Kushya, you're fighting. There's a fight, you don't know what's going to be the answer. And in the end, you have Tirutz and you get excited. Or is it Masechet Megillah? Say, En simcha ela ke'asarat asfekot. There's nothing that makes a human being more happy than the removal of the doubts. So if you have doubts, Baruch Hashem, you're about to become happy if you remove it. But if you have Amalek in you and you cannot remove it, unfortunately, sadness is part of your life. So remember, doubting make you sad, certainty make you happy. You choose certainty, you're going to become happy. You choose doubts, you're going to become sad. Now the question is, how do you choose certainty? What is that you got to do? For that reason, the Kabbalah is teaching us that there is a connection between last parasha and the next week parasha. Actually, Rabbi Shlomo Olberstein, I brought it yesterday. My wife asked me not to put it in the recording, things I teach yesterday, so I'm avoiding that. Rabbi Shlomo Olberstein from Kerem Shlomo bring in the idea that parasha of last week continue to this week. So you have last week removing the doubts, removing the Amalek forever, and Tavo. Now how you come to term? What is that you need to do? Now I'm gonna take you into a place from you recognize this book? Anybody heard about it? Noam Elimelech, you know who he was? No? Yeah, somebody said yes, I'm happy. Good. Noam Elimelech, what is the name of the rabbi? Very good. You see? Not Noam. I'm happy you didn't say Noam. Very good choice. He's Elimelech, not Noam. So his name is Rabbi Elimelech of Lizhensk. Rabbi Elimelech of Lizhensk is buried in Poland, 5 hours from the airport. And Rabbi Elimelech is known to be the student of the Megid Memezrich, who was the student of the Baal Shem Tov. And he bring a pasuk, a very important pasuk, that what is it that we're supposed to do in this life? Are we supposed to go about Kitavo el Haaretz? Okay, I'm Kitavo. I'm in a mood of Kitavo. I'm in a mood of, I want to get married. I'm in a mood, I want to be rich. I'm in a mood, I want to be happy. I'm in a mood I want to overcome whatever I need to overcome. Because a person is built from two forces. Very simple. Every human being is built in two forces. How much desire you have, and how strong you are to say no to that desire. That's it. You want to know what people built from? It's not complicated. You don't need Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar. It's much easier. Two forces. Two. What do you want? How much can you say no to it? That's who you are. Next shidduch, you go in the shidduch app, you meet somebody, ask the person, what do you want? And when the last time you say no to it? You know everything about them. Desire, reflection. Desire, reflection. Everything about you that give you security and certainty is your ability to say no to things that you want. It's very simple. It's not that complicated. In Kabbalah, they call it Kli and Masach. Kli is your desire, what is your want. Curtain is how much you're capable to say no to it. Very simple. Some of us have issue with food, for example. We see food, you can't say no. People like me, I will see creme brulee, I'm not going to let it go. I'm going to find all the excuse to convince you that that's mine. That's no good masach. That's not good curtain. Some of us have issue with anger. Some of us have issue with jealousy. Rosh Hashanah is coming. You get a chance because the year is not linear. The year is circle. So every year you get a chance again and again. You're never going to be 56 years old, not because you're not going to live that longer, because the time is not linear. It's circle. So you're always going to be 1 year old. You go back to your birthday. You're always going to go back to your birthday. So let's see what Rabbi Elimelech is telling us. It's in the pasuk, it says, Ki techalel aser It's talking about the bikurim, talking about the first fruit of your garden. You're supposed to take it with you to the temple. What does that mean? Asked Rabbi Elimelech. Da'ainu Adam betchilat avodato. Those of you who don't know Rabbi Elimelech, he was a Hasid, he was a Kabbalist. So the way he explained the Torah is a little bit different than the way you're going to read it. Even Rashi was a bit of a Kabbalist, but the way you're going to read the translation. So it's more a deeper meaning to everything. Deeper doesn't mean not clear. Deeper means that you have to open your mind. So the Ainu Adam betchilat avodat Borei Barach. When a person starts to worship the Creator, and no ela b'mikriyut, it starts as a coincidence. שלפעמים מתגבר על יצרו, ולפעמים יצרו מתגבר עליו. Sometimes you overcome your evil inclination, and sometimes your evil inclination overcome you. Not all the time you're going to win. What people telling us that we should study Torah, and through the Torah we can overcome everything. וזה בלתי אפשר שיזדכך מחשבותיו בבת אחת. You want to clean your mind from the negative thought, from the doubts that you have. It's impossible that it will happen in one time. כי אם בהדרגה בכל פעם יותר ויותר עד שמן השמיים יסייעו לו. The step is go like this. You're going to try very hard to overcome your anger. You're going to try very hard to become a nicer person. You're going to try everything you're going to try. It's very nice. But you have to add some tavlin. How many of you ever cook? Raise your hand if you ever cook. Okay, wow. When you cook, you use tavlinim? You know what tavlinim spice? So what's your favorite spice?
Chili lime from Trader Joe's.
Chili what?
It's a chili lime spice from Trader Joe's. It's so
Is it the red one?
Yeah.
Woo, tough. This is the one they put on pineapple sometimes, right? Is it the one? Yeah, that's what they do in LA. That's what I do. Am I right? I mean, you like it, right? Why not? Didn't know you're going to take. I thought you were going to say cumin. But anyway, when we add spice to our soul, things start to change. The Talmud is teaching us that Hashem, the Creator, create Yetzer Hara, evil inclination, Barat Torah Tavlin. So we don't need to go to Trader Joe. We can go to any place to pick up a book of study. When you study the book of Torah, any book, it doesn't matter what you're going to study. Really doesn't matter. Just read the words, study it with simcha. Make sure your lips is changing to the side. Don't study it with atzvut. This week, Parasha say that the reason people get punished is not because of the bad thing they did. They get punished. Jian asher lo avadat et Hashem lokecha besimcha v'tov levav. Because you couldn't worship Hashem with happiness, with joy. When you see somebody try to imagine people bake challah, hate that job. Would you like to eat that challah? No, there's no energy in that. You would like to see people who are excited about what they do. אל תהיו כעבד המשרת את הרב על מנת לקבל פרס. פרקי אבות say, do not be like a servant who serve the rabbi or the king or whatever it is for the sake of receiving a reward. So the idea of the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, you want to change, just try hard to overcome whatever you need to overcome. But when you study Torah, let me just finish the point. You have to add spice, that's called the spice of study. And the spice of study within it, it starts to change you. And what do you write after that? Bikurim, when we bring the bikurim used to be brought in the temple, shalosh regalim, right? רמז על הכנעה ושפלות האדם שצריך להחזיק עצמו במידת ענווה והכנעה אמיתית. It meaning, what does that mean to bring the first fruit? It lower your ego. Now, why is it important to lower my ego? I mean, can you imagine that everybody in this room lower their ego? What's going to happen? We're not going to exist. As one time rabbi say, the way I know that my tea is sweet, when I don't see the sugar in the bottom of the cup. Why? Because the sugar melt and mix itself together with the tea and the water. When you lose your me, or you can call it identity, today everybody has identity, then there is no ego. But if there is no ego, there is no you or me. We become one. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. Everybody understand that point. Letting go of the ego make you lose the me. But we don't feel safe to lose the me, especially in this generation. Nobody can stand up and say, I'm willing to lose the me and join the group. Nobody's joined the group. If you join the group, everybody have their own agenda. What's in it for me? What do I gain? What do I give? So bikurim is you go in there to lower your ego. כיצד מצוות ביקורים? How do you do מצוות ביקורים? יורד לתוך שדהו, you go to your field, רואה תאנה, you see a fig, and you put גומייה, you put like a rubber or a bag. You're not allowed to eat the ביקורים. You're supposed to take it with you and bring it to בית המקדש. Okay? כורך עליה גומי, דהיינו, אדם רוצה לשבר תאוותיו, when a person wants to break down their ego, their lust, L-U-S-T, כי לב האדם מתאווה לפרי ראשון. Every person wants to grab that fruit. But the ability to say no to myself at that moment, that's what makes you secure. That's what makes you certain. That's what makes you happy. When you go after everything you want, you're going to be miserable. You think you're going to be happy. I know if you're going to go Tony Robbins, Les Brown after that, you're going to have the course called How to Get What You Want. How to get what you really want. How to get what you really, really want. There is many courses. Dr. Wayne Dyer. It's a wonderful book, and I recommend to all of you to read it and listen to it. But remember, happiness cannot come by achieving your goal. Happiness coming by overcome something within. There is two types of success. I met people from being so rich, billionaires, to people who are very poor. And happiness is only part of people when they are overcoming something inside, anger issue, jealousy issue. You wake up in the morning, yesterday you were jealous, today you're not, now you're happy. Yesterday you didn't have $20 million, now you do. It feels happy for a few hours, few months, maybe 1 year. What do you need money for? Some people will tell you freedom. Some people will tell you power. Some people, everybody will give you a different word, but nobody will tell you that they put a $100 bill on your forehead and they feel much better. This medicine called money, I put it on my forehead in the morning and I feel secure. No, you don't. People with a lot of money doesn't feel secure. It's not true. If you didn't meet them, I'm welcome maybe to bring one time a speaker and maybe they will tell you. What brings security is what you overcome in life. Remember that. So Rabbi Elimelech is telling us, when you humble yourself, are you willing to become nobody? Then you're absolutely somebody. But if you're always busy being somebody, you go into every place and you want people to know you are it, then maybe you should check yourself. Maybe you're a bit of a nobody. Okay? But the lady, the girl or the lady want to ask a question. I think you're the only one raising the hand. It's got to be you. You got. Okay, wonderful. You can ask it again if you feel I missed something. I love to hear your question if you want. Anyway, so saying that is bringing us to a point of what's the purpose of creation? What's the idea? I mean, why we are here? I mean, you know the story of life. I hope you know by now, right? Usually you're born, you have the day you're born, you have the day that you die, and in between you call it life. You know about it, right? I mean, cemetery, you saw cemetery before? Okay, cemetery is where they bury people. You know about it. Hospital is where people are born. In between, it's called life. I want to make sure everybody agree on that. Born, death, life. What's the purpose? What's the purpose? Why are you here? Giving birth to kids. Okay. Nice idea. What else? What's the purpose of you are here? Why is God created you? Was that a good idea, a bad idea? What do you think? If you could be God advisor, listen, that life, don't do it. Or, no, great idea. What do you think based on your experience of life? I don't know, how old are you, 19 and 20? Some of you seem to me like still in college, I think, no? I mean, yes. So what do you think?
Connect back to your source.
Connect, what does that mean? Help me out here.
Connect back to God, the ultimate source of everything.
And how are you doing with that, you yourself?
Trying to.
Okay, that's great. Try. Okay, wonderful. And you ever been disappointment for try to connect and the force doesn't try to connect to you? You ever have the hand, in the picture when the hand reaching and there's no hand reaching back? Happens sometimes. Happen. So are you interested to hear what's, according to Bekubalim, what's the purpose of creation? Let me read it to you, okay? Briat Haolam. Because if we wouldn't know what we're doing here, we might be missing every second of the day of what we're doing here. Briat Haolam. The Kabbalists are teaching us, it's not just the Kabbalists, the Talmud, the Mishnah, that the word was created le'etiv le'nivra'av. One reason, to do good to the one that God created. So the creation of the world was not about just me. The Creator wanted to do good, and He created a briot, a human, that He can give the good to. וכדי להבין כל אלו השאלות וחקירות, if you want to understand all the question and investigation, תחבולה אחת, I'm going to teach you one trick. להסתכל בסוף המעשה. You will see the end of thing and you will understand everything. כלומר בתכלית הבריאה. כי אי אפשר להבין שום דבר באמצע מלאכתו. You can never understand something in the middle of the thing you're doing. If you see somebody mix flour and water together and you never saw people making bread before, you would never understand where they're going with that. What do you try to do? Flour and water? Why? But when you know where it's going, it's a different story. And it's right like this. There is people who מתחכמים, meaning, people who play smart. And they say that הבורא יתברך ברא את כל המציאות, he created the entire universe, ועזב אותה לנפשה. And he just let it be. He didn't care about it. כי בחיימת האפסיות שבאלוהי הבריות, it showed that those people didn't even try to go deep into understanding it. He used a different word, but I translated it nice in English. It's more for Israeli, in Israel, we have a tough skin, but I don't want to hurt anybody here. You say אפסיות. Yeah, those of you who know Hebrew. שבאלו הבריות אינו מתאים לבורא יתברך לרוב רוממותו להשגיח על דרכיהן הפעוטות והמגונות. So it doesn't seem that the Creator even need to go down and take care of people. אכן לא מדעת דיברו זאת. So if we are talking about that the Creator only want to do good to us, just good to us. So how can that be? How can that be that sometimes we're not experiencing good life? How can that be that sometimes we are not experiencing exactly what we want to enjoy from? ולפיכך השכל הבריא, our healthy brain need to make us understand, ולהחליט שאנו באמת בריות טובות ונעלות ביותר עד שאין קץ לחשיבותנו. Based on that story, we have to wake up in the morning and understand we are the most important part of creation. Not we, mean me. We as a klal, we as a group. Once you say, I think I'm better, I think I'm special, I think I am more beautiful, smarter, capable. When you go into that, you're miserable. You're miserable. Why are you miserable? Because you are taking yourself out of the klal. On Monday, usually I have a professor who teach about, unfortunately, a concept called cancer, a disease, cancer. We think we know a little bit about it, or maybe more than a little bit. So I sat with her, very interesting to talk to a professor about. I said, what is cancer? What's the definition? I'm sure you have a lot of smart people who can define that. And she said, well, it's a cell that behave different than his friends. I said, I know a lot of cells like that. One cell that act different than his friend. And that cell refused to die, but it killed every other cell. Wow! I just love what she was teaching me. But the idea, if you think about it for a second, and we sometimes act unique because we want everybody to see me, everybody to know me, everybody to recognize me. I mean, Facebook, what else we have? Instagram, TikTok, I hope I'm saying it correctly tonight. TikTok. We have we have LinkedIn, right? I mean, we have all the media and things like that. I mean, you're not going to take a picture of yourself if you're not looking good. I mean, you're going to take a picture while you're trying to brush your teeth and everything look awful and say, this is me, no filter. That's a real me. Why not? Why not? Because you want to sell yourself better and make sure you don't do the picture from here because your ears are too big or the nose will look too big. So everything with the light. Look at how much we're thinking what people think about us. I was teaching once in a rehab for cocaine, for sex, and for alcohol. And one of the lectures I gave there, I said there is something way more addictive than cocaine. It's a need for approval. That's the worst addiction. A father looks for approval of the children looking for the approval of the father and mother. Everybody looking for approval all day long. It's a disease. You're walking around the street. You're thinking how you're going to walk. You think how you're going to talk. You think how you're going to eat. Sometimes you see I grew up only with sisters, so after the date, they're going to eat, because the date you can't eat. I mean, you're going to look polite. You're going to never finish the glass of wine and zip on the wine, only if you like the guy. So if you don't like the guy, say, please bring me a hamburger and just eat at the front of him. Who cares? But the point, the need for approval, I don't know why people are laughing, but I guess that's the wine. I don't think I'm that funny, but okay. The idea, the need for approval, it's so ridiculous that people are after that. They say, oh, I hope I'm going to get more like on my picture. I'm going to get more like. And then in the end of the day, you didn't establish one thing. You didn't build yourself up. Your inner core need to be built. Your inner core need to grow. Why? Because the Creator loves you already. You don't have to worry about the Creator. The Creator is an energy that's coming from above to below. It's called me'ela letata, meaning from above to below. And that energy needs you to reveal the vessel, to reveal a container, to reveal the place where that energy can dwell in. If you don't have a place where that energy will dwell in, that bracha, that sgula, as Faradim call it, that wonderful thing you're looking for, will stay just there. You will enjoy it for 5 minutes and it will be gone. So some of us who's looking, how can I have a great life without infrastructure, with no rules? I'm here to break the rules. Those of you who are Aquarius, what you are here for? To break the rules. We are here to break the rules. But breaking the rules will make you unique in society, different from society. That little cell that want the entire society to look at them, and nobody should look at the other people. If you ever go to a wedding, bar mitzvah, you see the old men look like penguin, they all dressed the same. But the women, God forbid, if 2 women have the same dress. Why? Why? What's the big deal if she wear yellow and you wear yellow? Yellow. That's all what I found. You both went to Macy's and you get the yellow. And that's enough. She have the same shoes. She copy me. No, so if she copy you, what's going to happen? You're not going to have enough hunt this season? What's going to happen? We need to start to understand that the idea, it's not to make myself unique. If you're not capable that somebody else because of you will become unique, and I'm not talking about you helping her, she's helping you. You helping Amy is helping you. That's an agenda. Go find somebody you're not into so much. Don't find the person you're into. Everybody loves to help the people they're into. Go find a person. Sit next to them. Lunch with them. That's when you start to develop a personality. That's when you start to develop an identity. If you just leave off the approval, what's come first? The need for approval or the approval itself? Ask yourself. What's come first? I mean, it's not the egg and the chicken thing. Remember, always fulfillment coming before desire. Fulfillment coming before desire. I repeat, fulfillment coming before desire. Always remember that. The money you want to make, it's already there. You just don't have a desire for it. The love you're looking for is looking at you, but you don't have a vessel to contain that. Don't build something that say, I wish I would have that. No, I wish I would have a container to contain what God wants to give me. That's a prayer you can say. But when you go to God and say, God, give me soulmate. God, give me money. God, give me a better body. It's saying Tikkunah Zohar, this is sound like that in the ears of the angels next to God. Have, you know what have mean? A bet meaning give me. But it sounds like this when you do it too often. Have. Mm-hmm. And the angels say, who is these dogs barking down there? And they say many of the Jewish people doing it on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. They go and say, Avli bat zug ben zug. Avli chaim. Avli parnasa. Avli yeladim. Avli. We make God our servant. We have a little bell. Ding. We want that. Ding. We have no idea what we're praying for on Rosh Hashanah. When you go to pray on Rosh Hashanah, you pray to change this one. Not to change the delivery service. Not to make it faster. You already create everything you ever wish for. It's already there. Why are you not getting it? That's what he say, le'etiv le'nivrav. God's mission was to do good to each one of us. If we're not feeling the atava, if we're not feeling that goodness that the Creator want to give us, check the vessel. Check something is wrong with me. I'm not drawing the blessing that it's next to me. I got to change something. What is that I need to change? Every person needs to change different thing based on how many lifetime you are here, how many reincarnation you are here, what Gilgul you're dealing with, who is your parents, where you come from, what you went through. Every person has to go through things. And it's a beautiful life when you look at it like that, because every opportunity, the good and the bad, it's an opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity. You meet the wrong people. Thank God you met the wrong people. Can you deal with that? It's like a video game. Oh, now we're getting to that level. Can I beat this level? No. How does that make you feel? Terrible. I'm going to go play Lego with my kids and everything will be okay. No. Upgrade yourself. Fight the fight that you didn't win last time. Talk to the people that you couldn't talk to last time. That's the real test. Be nice to a person that not to be nice to you. That's how you begin to get the atava. Atavat Hashem Yitbarach, the goodness of the Creator, can dwell on people who act the same. If you don't act the same as the Creator, don't expect that atava, don't expect that goodness to dwell on you. It say, Rabbi Chaim Vital write, that there is 13 attributes to the Creator. Those 13 attributes, if you act exactly like that, you don't have to worry about nothing. Nothing. If Hashem is Rachum, be ata Rachum. Hashem is forgiving, be forgiving. You want to get stuck with the judgment over people, then get stuck over the judgment. What's the benefit of it? Nothing. You are right. You are right. Oh, you feel good being right? Wonderful. How miserable you go to sleep. That you are right and the other person wrong and everybody think you're wrong. You feel good, right? You feel really good. Is that your life mission to be right? Or is your life mission is to have a smile on your face? Ask yourself those type of questions every day. Am I here? You wake up tomorrow morning. Wednesday morning, you wake up, whatever time you wake up, 6, 7, 8. I don't know how late sleeper you are or not. Ask yourself, I want to be happy today. I want to be right today. What do I want to do? Now, some of you thinking, I want to be right and happy. I'm greedy. I don't want to be just happy. I want to be right and happy. Bad news, those two roads don't meet each other. Please make sure you challenge me by coming, text me, and tell me I'm wrong. I want to be wrong on that formula. Those two roads never meet each other. The one who look for justice have to say goodbye to happiness. The one who look for happiness have to let go of justice. You have to remember that. Don't go after justice if you want to be happy. Go after happiness, true happiness. True happiness coming from letting go of justice. Letting go for the need to be right. I know it feels great to be right, but it's not worth it. It's a fulfillment that lasts for 5 minutes. It's not worth it. It's like anger. You scream, you yell, blah, 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 blah. You feel good that you tell the other person they're wrong. And then what? And then what? What happened after that? Nothing happened. But if you can make somebody else happy, somebody else smile, can feel a joy, that lasts forever. That's a friendship. That's a connection. For that reason, Eliyahu Navi, in the Talmud, they ask Eliyahu Navi, who is Yoresh Olam Haba b'chayim? Who is the person who can go to Olam Haba while they're alive? He say that people who make other people happy. But it doesn't mean a person who's a clown. There is a big difference between a clown to a batchan, to a person who make other people happy. A clown want the audience to like him. A batchan, a person who want other people happy, care about the happiness of other people. So again, le'etiv le'nivrav. Remember, the Creator mission is to do good to us. It's one mission the Creator want to do. Good to us. If we don't feel the atava, we got to go back to the 13 attribute, have the list. By the way, there is a game downstairs that you can play, put a quarter, and see what 13 attribute come in your box. It's a game that I don't know if you play it already, but if you didn't, we created a game downstairs if you want. So that's the second thing that I want to share with you. Anybody has a question? Challenge, question, something you want to ask? Yes? Yes, please. You are the question person.
Yeah.
I like it. What is your name? I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. Allah. Ella.
Yeah.
Ella. Am I saying it correctly with my accent?
Yeah,
Oh, Ella.
that's fine.
Ella.
Yeah.
The A has to be fast. Ella. Ella.
It's like umbrella without the
Oh,
You said that we're supposed to be like God.
Yeah.
In all the ways, like God's merciful, but God is just and happy, and so how should we not
excellent
be
question.
like God in that way?
Excellent question. Do you say that God have justice, you're saying?
Right.
Very good question. Excellent question. So if you look at the gava, at the ego of God, it's a Hashem geut lavesh. It said that God dressed himself with a coat of ego. Why it say Hashem geut lavesh? Why Hashem has to have a coat? Very good. He has to dress it for us to have more yirah, to have more fear, to have more awe. Because one of the ways to start loving God, you have to go to 3 stages. People cannot just love God, because I can say I love fish, that's why I kill it and eat it. That's not love. We don't talk about that type of love. The idea of yirah, there is 3 levels of yirah. I usually share it on every Monday, so I don't want to share it again. The first level of yirah, I'm afraid that something might happen to me this lifetime. Second level of fear is when I'm afraid what's going to happen to me after life. The third level of yirah is when you reach a level that you say, I have an awe and understanding that the Creator is the king of everything, and that's why I have yirah. So Hashem is helping us with that. He's dressing with ego, he's dressing with justice to make sure that there is a kivun, there is a certain boundary. But the question showed that you totally understand the point, so I'm very happy with that question. Did I answer your question? Yes? Yes. Your name?
Molly?
Mali. Okay, I can say Mali, you see? That's good.
Isn't there a difference between feeling a need for justice and feeling a need to be right? Those are
Excellent. So whatever make you understand me, you choose your translation of what I'm trying to say. The need to be right. Does that make you more comfortable? Let's go with that. The need to be right will not make you happy. Okay? Did I skip on her or something?
No. I just want to push back from your answer with.
Yeah, please.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah. Just like umbrella without the umbrella.
She's after you now. I hope you know each other, because I don't know what's going to happen after you go home. Oh, you best. Okay.
I guess like you were talking about ego and justice.
Yes.
I don't think they're the same. So like coming back to the question, like how do you...
They're not the same. Ego is the mother of everything, of negativity. Justice is the need for justice.
How would you define the need for justice? Just so I'm following.
The need for justice. Let's say somebody grew up with the wrong parents, abusive parents. It's not fair. Why one person has to grow up with abusive parents, while the other person has to grow in a wonderful life? How can that be fair? So when you start looking for that type of justice, you get angry, you get upset. You start having anger and ego, and it's injustice, and it's not fair why my parents are like that. But in a way, when you're born into a parents with issues, it's giving you a chance to establish better parents as you are. You can be a better father, better mother. But if you are more attached to an addiction that called victim.com, that's an addiction. Victim.com is an addiction. There is people who always feel victim about what's going on with them. There is no such a thing that you say suddenly he left me with another woman or she left me with another man. There's nothing happens suddenly. There's a cause and effect. We just don't see the cause. We see the effect. Because human beings are not accustomed to see the cause. We don't see the seed. We see the tree. It's almost like a person look at the shadow and say, I have to lose weight. Let me fix the shadow a little bit. It's not going to help you, because the shadow is the effect of your body. You got to take care of the body. You got to take care of yourself. So that's the idea. Okay. Wonderful. I'm very happy. Yes, please. What's your name? What is your name? I'm sorry, I didn't get. Ella.
You can just call him Ella's friend. Yeah.
Ella friends?
Yeah.
Okay. They always laughing like that, right? Always. That's a good thing. They choose happiness over justice. That's for sure. They didn't care what wine it was. I don't care. I'm just into happiness. Very good. Yes. Your name? What is your name? Avi. Nice to meet you, Avi.
Nice to meet you as well. So does God want us to be happy? In this
God doesn't want you to be happy. God is giving you happiness. There's no one thing when you talk about God.
Opportunity for happiness?
His happiness, his flow of happiness come down.
But not everyone's happy.
Very good.
So he gives us the opportunity to be happy.
He doesn't give you the opportunity, because once you say God give you the opportunity, then God have a desire for something. And if you say God have a desire for something, it's no longer God, it's a human being. You have to think in terms of God, not in terms of God. So if you change the POV of everything and you start thinking like God, it will start changing your thing in your mind. But if you think in a POV of a human being, then God look like human being, and then he's angry, injustice, and ego.
Right, but we must try to understand God with some type of
Yes, that's why you study. That's the reason we study. When we study, we start getting out of the POV of human being. It's like God watching over you. Let's say if you have a cheeseburger and you don't, right? You don't eat it. It's not kosher. So you have a cheeseburger. You think God is opening his microscope and look over you and say, got him. Avi, right? We got Avi. We got a situation. Avi's with cheeseburger. Punish him right away. It doesn't work like that. Try to think of God as electricity. If you're going to put your finger into the socket, it's going to kill you. If you're going to use the electricity for air-conditioned lights and different things, it's wonderful. So it's more universal. There's no minus or plus. We experiencing it as minus and plus.
Right. So we're experiencing, but you said that to be in touch with God is true happiness, right? So we have some type of, I think we're going to use happiness as a metric for good.
You can say that.
Can we do that?
For you, I will do everything, Avi. I know, Avi, I will tell you one thing about you. I don't know you, but Avi, justice is very important project in his life. I don't know you. Justice is very important. I hope you not become a lawyer one day. Okay.
But I think if God, I think we can say God wants us to be happy. Can we say that?
We go with your style. I'm following you. Tell me where are you taking me?
So then the question is, if we are happy, are we doing by God's deed? And if we're not happy, are we doing something wrong?
The point is like this. To be happy or not to be happy, it's not like a mitzvah. You know, if you look about mitzvah, it's not a tzivui. Even we say mitzvah gdola liot besimcha, right? I mean, you have to tell a Jew that it's a mitzvah, then they will do it. So it's not a mitzvah to smile, but God say, now I have to smile. The idea of happiness, there is happiness as a result and happiness as a cause. There is two types of happiness. Happiness as a result, we're all familiar with. Somebody have, 4 glasses of wine on Passover, everybody's smiling. They're all happy, they have no idea what they're eating. Right? We're all happy, we're eating whatever it is, maror, mixing it. We're all smechim. A person have flavor of ice cream that they like, woo, ha, ha, ha. Right? A person get liked by different side, women for men for women, whoo, you are happy. That happiness is called reactive happiness. It's happiness that it's not in your control. It's a need that you have. Then there is a happiness that you initiate the happiness. That happiness is more evolved. It's more elevated. Meaning you're having a bad day. And by 4 p.m., you're really having a bad day. You know, nothing is working. By 4 or 5, you make a conscious decision to make few people around you happy. Not because of you are happy or you have a happy day, you want to act like the creator. Act like the creator, meaning there is nothing in it for me. There's no desire in me to gain anything out of it. I have a bad day, nothing is working. Let me make few people happy. Let me dance with few people. Let me make them really excited. So that type of happiness is a goal. The first happiness is a result. So depends what happiness we're looking for. Because the human brain, when we think joy, we think what's in it for me. It's a normal behavior of a human being because we build from 2 forces, body and soul, receiving and reflecting. I said it in the beginning. So the body side of us want to take. It's a very normal behavior of every human being. The soul part of it want to reflect and love. You put them together, there is a war. We're living in a war every day. It's a very difficult thing. So if you ask God want us to be happy, God created us to be happy. God already gave us all the happiness that we can achieve. Why we don't receive it? We have a lot of shells that we build. It's called klipot that we build that not allow that happiness to penetrate to our shell. We prefer to be happy now than to be happy forever. People give up a true happiness for momentarily happiness. That's why we are living in a generation that everything is suddenly. People love the word suddenly, everything is suddenly. And people have the word, I hope, tomorrow will be a good day, I hope. People live like it's random to be happy. It's random to have a good day. It's suddenly she left me, suddenly he left me. Nothing happens suddenly. We're just avoiding the cause. We're looking at the effect. The eyes of a human being cannot see the cause. The 5 senses are misleading us. We cannot see the essence of thing. We can only see the result of thing. And that's why we connect more to result. It's a very normal human behavior. There's nothing wrong with that. Just need to be aware. You know, you can live in 3 levels in spirituality. Oblivious, responsible, and care. Oblivious is people who have no idea what just happened. And when good happen, good happen. You know, you have a good moment. Oh, we have a good moment. Let's enjoy. We have a bad moment. Let's cry. This is up and down. Reactive all day long. Whoops. Then you have people who are responsible, meaning they believe they are responsible for how they're going to feel and what's going to happen to them. They're more serious. They do their job. I do my responsibility. Then you have the third level. That's the highest, is caring. This is not my responsibility, but I'm here to care that you will be happy as well. So I'm going out of my way to care for you. Those people, the third level, of course, is the highest level. We don't want to shoot that high, but at least we cannot be oblivious. It's an awareness in our mind where we're going to be. Okay, so you ask a great question that I'm giving you an answer that will satisfy you now, but later on you're going to have some doubts about that answer. I'm preparing you. Maybe you're already having doubts. But for a question like this, we should sit together and
We'll
maybe...
need a long form.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to sit with you and explain that to you, but it's a longer pages. It's about 3 to 4 page explanation.
That was good.
Yeah, okay, but it's a great question. It's a great, and I enjoyed that question. Any more things?
Just a quick question.
Yes.
I know you want to work through the next paper, but we mentioned a few things about asking, giving.
Yeah.
Can I just get your POV on asking, just so I'm clear?
Asking what?
When you're asking.
Oh, very good. Oh, asking the creator of Rosh Hashanah how to ask. Wonderful.
Not how to ask, whether it almost seems like you painted a picture around asking how it's not something we should be doing. Like,
But you shouldn't be doing. I don't say it. It's written by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai 2,000 years ago in a book called Tikkunei HaZohar. So let me explain it. Not allowed. Not allowed to say Av. So what you should be doing, maybe.
no, so I just wanted to ask, because like it was on my mind. Like if you remember in the like when
Ad Chatzi HaMalchut, Esther.
Yeah,
Esther.
right, like, I'll give you what's
Very
you're
good.
asking for, what is
Very
your
good.
request.
And very good. How do you look at the king there? As God or Achashverosh?
Yeah, well, we know that when it says Neda.
Very good. Very good. So why did he say Ad Chatzi? So Megillat Esther, you're touching something very deep. How do you translate the two words called Megillat Esther? Translate it to me in English. Revealing of the Esther, the concealment. Meaning the entire Megillat Esther is secret in that. All secret. For example, v'kol ze eneno shovel li. When a man say that, the last letter of each word is Yud Ke Vav Ke. You have all the Yud Ke Vav Ke appear in a secret way. One day we will do Purim today. I will show you my Megillah, and you're going to see the whole Megillah. You're going to see the whole details of how many secret there. So this is a code. Ad Chatzi HaMalchut, it's a code. It's a code between a human being to the Creator. A human being need to have Chetzi, receiving, Chetzi, reflecting. Kli v'masach. So, but what you receive? That's a question.
In her response, like you said.
Yes, but what are you asking for, and how do you ask for? Those of you who have a family who like to host you, like to invite you, and usually there is a long table with a lot of food on the table. Try to imagine a mother or father like this, or parents, and you came from the airport, and on the way from the airport you ate a pie of pizza. You were hungry, and you arrived to the house. They have food ready for you to eat, and you're going to tell them, not hungry, sorry, thank you for your effort, but I'm not hungry. What do you think is going to happen to the people who invite you? What do you think? They feel bad or they feel good? Simple question, I think. Okay. Now, if you're going to decide to eat, even you're not in the mood to eat, are you a receiving or you sharing? What do you do? Both. Very good. How do you receive? Very good. I mean, you don't enjoy it because you're full with pizza. So you're doing them a favor by eating the couscous or I don't know, the gefilte fish or krepalach or whatever the food is, and you're eating it. And by you eating it, what happened? You are giving them a chance to give you something and make them happy. That type of receiving is allowed. If I'm receiving, not because I want something from you, I'm receiving to give you a pleasure to give me, That type of gift is called Chatzi Malchut. This you can go to Rosh Hashanah like this. You're in front of the Creator want to do only Lativ Lenivrav. He only want to do good to you. Only want to make you happy, is saying here. Only want to give you a pleasure. So why not to ask for it? Because if you ask for it because you don't have it, you don't think about the Creator, you think about the gift. The whole point of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is to think about the Creator, not to think about the gift. Can you imagine somebody come to you and say, thank you for your gift, and they rip the paper off, they don't care for your card, they just look at the gift that you bought them. Not a great feeling. A lot of time we go into Rosh Hashanah and we're looking for the gift. We're not looking for the who supplied those gifts, who gave us those gifts. We're not busy with the God, we're busy with the supply. Who is the pizza delivery? I don't care pizza delivery. We are so happy we have all those apps now with the food. I don't have to look at the person. I don't want to know from them. I get my bag. Goodbye. No connection between human. How wonderful it is, right? We are wonderful. The same thing we do with God. We come into Rosh Hashanah. Yes, I can ask for life. Write me the book of life. תכתוב אותי, תחתום אותי, תכתוב לי, תעשה. Why? Because you want it? Or because you know it's giving a pleasure to the Creator to give it to you. If you can just change that point of view, say Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, you already been written to the book of life. If you come in front of the Creator and say, Master of the world, I'm here in front of you again on Rosh Hashanah, I want nothing. But I know how much pleasure it's giving you for me to be a vessel of receiving. So I'm here open to receive all the blessing you want to give me. Now you can ask, Chatzi Malchut. Chetzi. Meaning, from my point of view, I have to do my chetzi. My chetzi, I have to be a receiver. You created me to be a receiver. But if I want to be a receiver for the sake of me don't have something, not going to work. That's why you see it a lot of time in couples that get married. And, you know, they're always like friendly. And then they get married. And then you see the faces after they get married. Like 1 week after the Sheva Brachot. What happened? What happened? They donated blood. What happened? I mean, what happened to the face? What happened? What changed? They were dating for 6 months. They love each other. She's from New Jersey. He's from Long Island. They met in Manhattan. Everything is wonderful, right? What happened? Everybody expects the other person to fulfill their need. You're supposed to fulfill my need, and I'm supposed to fulfill your need. That's the deal. No, it's not the deal. The deal that I don't want from you, I want to be a vessel to receive from you. And you want to give me, I want to give you. My need to give you is a pleasure. It's not a deal. Those of you not married yet, don't get married as a deal. Get married from love. A lot of time I see couples come to see me, she did this, he did this, the laundry on the floor. So what? So what, the laundry on the floor? What's going on between you? Tell me about 2 of you. Nothing going on between you. Bother me, the underwear is on the floor. That's it. That's it. Why did you get married? To teach him how to clean the room? I mean, what's the purpose? Why did you get married to her? Why did you get married to her? Because she's going to make you omelette every morning? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Find love, but true love. I'm not talking about love that fulfill my need. That's not love. That's not love. Love. I mean, everybody with the song. What is that song of Foreigner? I want to know what love is. You know that song? So you're laughing. I was teaching that band. They came to me, and I used to go, you know, what do you call it? Off stage or on stage, right? What do you call it? Behind stage. Backstage. Thank you for the word. Backstage. And I remember I came to New York, and I get a call from different people, and I'm supposed to go to Foreigner backstage. And then he told me, you know, we're going to sing. I want to know what love is. You know, I wrote it for a Jewish lady. So, wow, I didn't know. She live in New York and all this and that. But what is this? I want to know what love is. I want to know how you going to fulfill my need. That's not love. That's a need. People going on a date for a need. I'm not going on a date, what can I give the other person? I'm going sitting there, let me see what they can do for me. Nobody think, can I do good things to them? Nobody even think about it. Nobody even think about it. And that's the sad part. And that's where people are skipping. So when people come to God on Rosh Hashanah, they don't think about God. They think, what can I give? Can I get? כתוב אותי בספר החיים, read the book of life. Baruch Hashem, Yom Kippur is over, I can go back, I build a little sukkah, celebrate, forget it. Connection to the Creator is not something that you have to do. It's a choice. And if you enjoy it, keep doing it. But if you don't have it, you develop it. You got to develop that connection. That connection is the most important connection you're going to have. And the way you know if that connection is working is if you practice one mitzvah. One. Love the neighbor as thyself. If you don't practice that mitzvah, love the neighbor as thyself, you are for sure has nothing to do with God. Nothing to do with God. It doesn't matter how long is your beard and how many tzitziot you wear and how many times you put the tefillin. And if you wake up early morning to bush shachrit, love the neighbor. That's your practice to love God. God sent you one mitzvah on this planet. He said, I want you to practice with your brother and sister how to love them. Not the one that's easy to love. The one that put the elbow in your soup when you're about to eat. The one who sit and spill the Diet Coke on your pants and it's white pants. The one who do all this mistake. Are you able to find a place in your heart to love them? That's what the mitzvah start. And if you're able to do that mitzvah, you're very closer to the Creator. You want to do a short meditation or you want me to continue with the lesson? Tell me what you want to do. Yes, please. Just hold that for a second. Just hold that, please. Ella. So, what you want to do? You want to, because based on that, I will know if to stop talking now and do meditation. What do you want to do? Meditation will sound better for you? Okay. So I just going to share one thing. Then I'm going to answer Ella's question, and then we're going to do meditation. Guys, love. We talk about love. I want to share with you 4 levels of knowing that you're capable of loving a human being. First step, you meet a person that you're not into them, but you decide to make peace with them. So this is called, because they're nice to you, you're nice to them. That's called condition, love with condition, but it's better than what it was before. Second of love, you never fight with that person. They give you gift, you give them gift. Not necessarily physical gift, but there is a connection between two of you. That's called love with condition, because without they give you something and you give them something, you want to love each other. The third level of love is called unconditional love, but it's not absolute. Meaning you're loving someone, but you don't know everything about them. But you love them unconditional. For whatever you know them, you love them unconditional. You want nothing for them, they don't want it for you. The connection is great, but you don't know them totally. So that's called unconditional love, but not absolute. The fourth level of love, you know everything about them, and you love them unconditional. Now the question is, where do you find such a person? You don't. You fix your eyes. You fix your eyes. Because right away the brain thinking, okay, where do I find them? No, you don't find them. You finding your eyes to work better. If your eyes work better, you will be able to love everybody, unconditional and absolute love. But if you're not capable to love people, at least one human being, the reason people get married is to practice the one mitzvah. Love the neighbor as thyself. If you get married and you're not able to love your partner unconditionally, why are you getting married? So you can have fight? So the psychologists have some job with your kids and you? I mean, what's the purpose? What's the purpose? Love. The whole goal that the God created the world is to practice love between human beings. Through that, we'll eventually be able to love God. You cannot love God if you didn't practice loving people. Please remember that. Ella, question before meditation?
Yeah, wait, hold on, I kind of forgot, but wait. Oh, wait.
You want me to do it after the meditation? Okay, Ella. Thank you for your permission. And here we go. Here we go. You ever meditate? You ever did anything? No. So basically the meditation has to do with your breathing. It's called neshima, and you're part of your soul. The soul is built from 3 levels. Nefesh, ruach, neshama. The neshama is related to neshima. So all what you want to do is you want to sit comfortable. Try not to cross arm and leg, because every part of the energy of your body, this arm called chesed, this arm called gvura, you don't want to mix chesed and gvura together. You also don't want to mix netzach ve'od. This is called netzach ve'od. You can put your hand there, you can put your hand there. Some Kabbalists, when they meditate in a higher stage, they eventually put the right hand on the left hand like that. Like you do in Tfilat Shmoneh Esrei, those of you who know. Right or left. Okay? Usually in Tfilat Shmoneh Esrei, you want to get into the place of the heart, and you want to do it like that, and that actually make it to a higher level. But because we're just doing it for the first time, just sit down, relax, don't cross, don't do that. That's a mix of energy. That's chesed gvura mix. Don't do that. So focus on your breathing and try to look at something about 30 degrees above your eyes without moving your chin. So keep your chin 90 degrees to your chest, to your neck, and lift your eyes a little bit above, and then slowly, slowly, slowly close your eyes and focus please on your breathing. If you can breathe a little bit slower than usually you're breathing. So inhale and then hold it for, and then exhale again. And hold it again. In 3 seconds, and then inhale again. Deep. And then hold it. For 3 seconds. And then exhale. After you empty your lungs, you want to make sure you're not breathing again. You wait 3 seconds. So you control the breathing is not controlling you. Very good. Very good. Make sure that your neck is relaxed. The neck, it's the bridge between the head and the body. It's called da'at. And I want you to start using your imagination. I want you to start using imagination. Think about one midah, one area, one attribute about your personality that you're not crazy about. It can be laziness, it can be anger, it can be being cheap, whatever it is. And I want you to take a stick in your imagination and write down that midah. Write down that exact attribute on the sand. Okay, make sure you write it on the sand and write that midah. It can be ka'as, it can be anger, jealousy. Write it down. Now I want you to sit on that beautiful sandy beach. You can look at the ocean. Next to you, there is that stick that you wrote down the midah with, whatever you wrote down. And at that moment, I want you to think about one person that bothers you in your life. Just think about this one human being that keep bothering you. And you have no idea why. Keep thinking about them. Remember, the brainwave can solve much more than all the words you're going to use. Now think to yourself, what exactly bothers you about that person? See if you can say it in one word. If you need more than one word, it's okay. Go and pick up the stick now and write down the exact thing that bothers you about that person. And you wrote it down to the right of the words that you wrote before. So you have the words of the midah that you want to change on the left, and what bothers you about that individual to your right. Look at those two words. Behind you is the ocean. Beautiful day, sunshine. You're alone on the beach. Do you see any connection between what you try to change to what bothers you about that person? Try to see if there is a connection. Focus on your breathing. Inhale and exhale as deep as you can. And now in your meditation, turn toward the ocean and see how the wave slowly, slowly touching your foot. Slowly, slowly touching the area where you wrote down the few words. And as the water coming closer and closer, it seemed to erase what you wrote down. It erased what bothered you about that person, and it's also erased the midah, the attribute, the one thing that you're not crazy about yourself spiritually. In your subconscious mind now you say, I hope that whatever I saw will do better with me and will be a blessing for me. And if it need to be more, let it be more, and let that, what I saw, turn into a blessing. That I will be able to forgive that individual so I can forgive myself for that midah. Inhale and exhale as deep as you can. Then slowly, slowly open your eyes. Wonderful. I want to thank everybody for coming. I know it was an effort for you to come.